Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Today we want to share with you our due diligence on 3D Systems Corporation, ticker symbol DDD. 3D Systems Corporation is what's called a 3D printer, or they're in the additive manufacturing industry segment. And here we're on the home page to familiarize you with 3D Systems if you're not familiar with 3D Systems. Again, ticker symbol DDD. They have their 3D printer, additive manufacturing. We can see they have a number of services and offerings. They're covering a number of industries: aerospace, automotive. They do jewelry, motorsports, semiconductor, service bureaus, turbo machinery. They also do healthcare. They do dental 3D printing, medical devices, and also bioprinting, which is another form of 3D printing. So some of their products, you can see they do metal, plastic, metal casting 3D printers. They do dental and jewelry. And then they also have materials for 3D printing. And they also have software and some services related to 3D printing. So if we take a quick look at their homepage again and just see how it looks, what are they offering there? So we scroll down a little bit, see what the news are. Okay, so stereolithography is a type of plastic 3D printing. They recently did an acquisition of Titan Robotics for large volume extrusion technology. We can see, okay, powders for additive manufacturing devices, so other devices, medical devices, etc. They do motorsports. This is interesting. They're doing lab on a chip platform for medical type devices, tracking diseases, etc. So that's interesting. And then we see software, 3D printers, healthcare. And we can see they have a presence on social media. So that kind of gives us an idea of 3D Systems Corporation, the various industries, products, etc. that they have. So now let's do some due diligence on their stock. In full disclosure, as of May 10th, just so you're aware, that we went long, we bought a position in DDD and 3D Systems Corporation at 1322 on April 25th. As of the date of this video, we are still currently long DDD. We have swing traded DDD a number of times profitably over the years and are likely to continue to do so. So just so you're aware that we are currently long 3D Systems as of the production of this video. Okay, we'll start our due diligence using ChartMill. ChartMill is a nice tool that we like to use for due diligence. This is the profile page for 3D Systems in ChartMill. You should find a link to this profile, direct to this profile page for 3D Systems in ChartMill in the description box below, as well as our affiliate link to ChartMill. We can see in the overview, we can see a number of ratings and also a brief graph, and we'll look in more detail in each of these in a moment. But we can see right now, as of May 10th, the technical rating and setup is poor for ChartMill or for 3D Systems. We can see that the valuation is poor, profitability is positive, health is positive, growth is positive. Overall fundamental is slightly positive. We can see an overview. We see it has a high PE, kind of high PE, does not pay dividends. See institutional owner percentage is relatively high. We can get a quick profile description. Talks about 3D printing, etc. They're based in South Carolina, etc. So they're a US-based company. They do plastics, metal materials, software maintenance, training, etc. Dental is one of their main areas I'm familiar with. Again, we see that stereolithography, laser sintering, metal printing, multi-jet, color, 3D virtual reality simulators, which is interesting for medical, so that's interesting. So again, we can get a quick overview of their profile. We can see the chart, it's been in decline, it's below its moving averages. We'll dig into more depth as to the potential reasons for that decline. Okay, if we take a quick look at their stock chart in ChartMill, their stock chart tab, we look at the daily, again we can see it's been in decline, we can see it's below its moving averages, we can see there's this resistance or pivot level around 18, so that's something to note in terms of our price targets, etc. We can see it's in a downward trend. If we zoom out, look at the weekly, we could see, okay, again, it's below its moving averages, decline. We could see it has this peak up in the 56 area. And again, we can zoom out further and look at the monthly. So again, we see this peak in the 56 area. We can see it has this support, lower support. We'll look at that in more detail probably in FinViz. And then we can see kind of an all-time high back in a long time ago, 2014, it had a high in the 90s. So that kind of gives us a good idea of the risk-reward, the support resistance levels, and again, we'll see that in more detail in the technical analysis area. Okay, if we look at the technical analysis tab in ChartMill for 3D systems, we can see it currently has a technical rating of 0, so it's currently a very poor technical rating. We see it's got a good sign of liquidity, which is positive. We can see these trend lines. It's in a decline. We see that resistance at 18. Again, all the current technical analysis indicators other than liquidity seem to be pretty poor. We see this resistance level at 18. We see the current setup is pretty bad. We see resistance below zone, various resistance zones in ChartMill. Again, that's helpful. We see the declines. So again, all the trends pretty much, the technical analysis as of May 10th is pretty poor. So let's see from a fundamental standpoint, from a company business standpoint, how they're doing. Okay, we look at the fundamental analysis tab in ChartMill 3D systems. We can see it's slightly positive, 6 out of 10. See, health is positive growth. Profitability is okay. So here we see profitability is very positive, 7 out of 10. So they're generally profitable. It's among the best returns in this particular industry. Has positive return on equity and a nice profit margin. So this is very positive. Valuation is very negative, so it's saying it's expensive. So it's profitable but expensive right now. So growth, so it's very positive, so this could be considered a growth company, which a profitable growth company, so that's a positive. They have positive earnings per share. It's accelerating, so again, this tells us that 3D systems could be considered a growth company. We see the revenue has been a little flat, a little decline, but it's projected to increase going forward, so that's positive. We see again the EPS declined recently, so that probably explains some of the decline in the stock price, but in the future it is projected to increase again, and it looks like the increase as of 2026 is higher than it was previously in 2014 at the top of the stock price that we saw. Health prices or health rating is very positive, so that's good. Altman C is positive, which is decent. It talks about their solvency, which is good. Again, it shows it's a healthy company. They're a profitable company. It does not pay a dividend. So again, let's continue. Okay, if we look at the Analyst Ratings tab in ChartMill for 3D systems, we can see the buy consensus is a little over 50%. The mean price target right now is $21.93, so that's significantly higher than the current price. We can see the analysts, there's some buys, hold, some sell, so it's a distribution. The majority is a hold. Has 17 analysts, so it's reasonably well covered. And we can see the analyst ratings had some decline, look like they're stabilized now. We look at estimates very quickly. Again, we see this EPS curve, so we see it has been in decline, and then it's projected to be more positive in the future. And again, you can dig into more details in the numbers in this tab, so that's helpful. We see the revenue again is projected to increase starting this year going forward, so that's positive. And we'll again look at the financials and estimates again in more detail, probably in Webull. But we can see a brief graph and some of the numbers, so again you can dig into these financials both in ChartMill, provide some good detail here. So we hope that helps. Okay, let's continue our due diligence on 3D systems, DDD, and FinViz. FinViz is another nice tool that we like to use for due diligence, etc. You can find the link to the profile for 3D systems in FinViz, as well as our affiliate link to FinViz in the description box below. One of the nice things about FinViz as well as ChartMill is it shows the trend lines, the support, resistance, moving averages. So again, in addition to the resistance level we saw in ChartMill around 18, we can see there's another resistance level. It looks like about 32.50, so that gives us another good view of the risk reward. We can see it's in a downward trending channel. It's currently below its moving averages. Again, we can zoom out to the weekly, get a weekly view. Again, this is helpful in FinViz, so we can see there's a support level in the 10 area. Looks like the previous low 1028, so it's kind of right now at that support level. So that may be attractive. And again, we can zoom out to a monthly. So again, we could see that 56 spike area. We could see a bottom down here around 4. In addition to that, we can see that moving average crossed right on that 1028. So there's some positive indications that if it can establish a support level there, that might not be a bad swing there. Then we can see again it topped out in the 97 area. So it had a lot of upside back in that 2014, and we just saw the projections for its growth going forward into 2026 were to exceed its 2014. So growth potential looks very positive so far. If we look at some of the metrics, again, this shows they have made money. They're a large cap, 1.4 billion. 322 million in income, 615 million in sales, 5.82 cash per share. So again, very positive. We can see that the sentiment is currently very negative. It is optionable and shortable, so we can write covered calls against the position. And in fact, again, in full disclosure, against our long position, as we do try to sell covered calls on a regular basis against our position to generate income, and would continue to do so. We can see it's not heavily shorted, and we can see there's not a lot of discrepancy between the shares outstanding and the shares float, so they probably don't have any shelf offerings sitting out there at this time. This shows the PE is not too bad, it's positive. So we see they do have some debt, so that's a little bit of a concern, although we did see that the Altman Z-score was positive, so there's not a solvency concern. If we whip down and see the recent news, we can see they just reported their earnings as of May 9th. It was not received positively. We can see they cut their guidance a little bit. It looks like they missed some of their numbers here, and it dropped 7%. So again, this may be an opportunity of a short-term drop, potentially irrational drop due to this earnings report. Again, might offer a buying opportunity. If we see some other negatives, when they introduced that was negative, we see a positive. They had a joint venture with Saudi that was positive, so we can get an idea of what kinds of catalysts they have. So it doesn't look heavily spiking. So when Desktop Metals came out, they got a kick from that. Again, you can see the profile in FinViz, and we can also get a snapshot of their metrics here. So some of the ones I tend to look at is their total revenue. Is it increasing or decreasing? And again, we can see a graph of this in Webull that is helpful. So we can see revenue is pretty stable, positive. We can see either EPS is positive, which is good. They're profitable. If we go to the quarterly, then we see the revenue is a little bit in decline quarterly. So recently their revenue has been in decline, and their EPS has been a little unstable and was most recently negative. So again, that might explain some of the most recent decline. So now we'll continue our due diligence. Okay, another nice tool, nice site that we like to use for due diligence is Seeking Alpha. Here's the profile for 3D Systems Corporation, ticker symbol DDD and Seeking Alpha. And you can find a link to this profile in the description box below. So if we just do a quick look at what we can find in Seeking Alpha, see if there's anything different, see if it correlates with what we've seen before. We see their stock chart, etc. But what I tend to look at is some of the analysis and news to see if anything pops out. So here we can see they missed their EPS estimate in this latest earnings report, but they beat in revenue. So again, that miss in EPS can explain that sharp decline recently right after their earnings. So we see some positive commentary from analysts, recovery, etc., bioprinting. So we see in the past they have beaten on earnings, so they have had positive results in their earnings. And you can see a similar profile. The industry, again, there's a nice revenue chart. We see that's kind of flat on an annual basis. If we look at quarterly, again, relatively flat, a little decline. EPS, here's the quarterly, again, pretty flat. And again, not very positive here going through 23. So again, the short-term revenue and estimates are not great. Valuation, again, here it's showing a pretty high PE. See revenue, growth, 10% growth, so that's positive. Profit margin is decent. Total debt, so they have some debt. Have a significant amount of cash, that's positive. Ownership, here it's showing institutions of almost 70%, so that's pretty positive. Very small insider, so it's mostly institutions and retail, but again, a 70% institution means they're not going to sell too quickly. The beta is pretty high. So that means that it's going to move much faster than its index, up or down, so it's going to move with the index and much faster than the index. Short interest here is showing a little bit higher. And then you can see filings, etc. We can see income, cash flow is positive, free cash flow is positive, those are all good. Again, some significant amount of debt, so although again we see the solvency is not at issue. So we will continue. Okay, if we continue our due diligence on 3D Systems, ticker symbol DDD and Webull, I'm using the stock screen on the online browser version of Webull. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below. Again, there's some features that we like to do our due diligence in Webull. It's easy to get the profile of a stock in the stock screen in Webull. You just enter the ticker symbol in the search bar. You can click on it. You can add it to watch list, etc. from here. And then in the lower tab, if you pop up this lower tab, it has a number of tabs that you can do further due diligence. So we can see news like we've seen in FinViz and Seeking Alpha. So we see their earnings, miss, etc. We saw that. One of the things I really like in Webull for due diligence is these graphs for some of the financials. So we can see their income actuals have exceeded expectations but been somewhat in decline. Their balance sheet, again, it's been mixed, but their most recent actuals are better than estimated. Cash flow was exceeding expectations and then met. Then financial ratios have been negative. So again, that may be an indication of its decline. And again, you can go through each of these statements. So again, we see their year-on-year net income is positive, but recently declined. Revenue, again, recently declined. Operating income, again, declined in the past 2 quarters, but bounced back a little bit. Balance sheet, total liabilities increased a little bit. I guess they had that acquisition we saw. Debt to assets increased a little bit again, so that may be the near-term negativity. So again, cash flow, it's been pretty flat. The operating cash flow has increased, though, so that's not too bad. Investing, positive, recently increased. And financing, again, recently increased significantly and went positive. So again, we can see analyst ratings here as well. We see again the majority is a hold, 70%. We see the current median price targets, 1023. And then again, we can see some support resistance. See short interest. Institutional holdings, here it's showing increase, new, etc. Order flow, we see a lot of small, and then we can see the ETFs it's in, which is helpful as well. So it's in the ARC robotics technology, robotics ETF, the 3D printing ETF. So again, it's an ARC holding, so it will move somewhat with ARC. It's also in some other ETFs, technology, Robo. It's also in the ARCX space ETF. It's in some of the spiders. So again, it's in a number of ETFs, and so it will move with some of those ETFs. We see press releases, corporate actions, see if there's any filings, etc., dividends. Again, we can see that it is optionable, so you can look at the options chain here as well. So that's very helpful. And again, it gives you the opportunity, if you're wanting to hold this for a long period of time, possibly take advantage of that growth, future growth. You can sell covered calls against it. Since it doesn't pay a dividend, you can generate your own dividend by selling covered calls. So if we quickly look at the chart in Webull, if we look at the year, we can see, it's been in pretty steady decline. Here we can see some of the support levels around this 10 area. If we zoom even further out, and we can see it has this support pivot somewhere in this area, and then the next lowest is in the 480 area, and then it's got a recent high of in 56 area. So we hope that all helps, and now let's draw our conclusions. Is 3D Systems DDD currently a buy, or do we want to avoid it at this time?
Right now, as of the filming of this video, Webull is offering 5 free stocks when you open and fund an account. Typically they offer 2 or more free stocks, but sometimes they have special promotions, so please check our link to Webull in the description box below. You can also find on the About page or the header of our YouTube channel, BeachBum Trading YouTube channel, and or in the link section at the bottom of the About page, and or in the link section under trading platforms on our home page, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. And again, if you use our affiliate link to Webull, you can currently get 5 free stocks when you open and fund an account, and you can see those stocks can be up to $3,000 upon funding your account. So we hope that all helps.
Okay, so given all of this due diligence information that we've gotten, is 3D Systems a buy right now, or is it a buy, or is it a stock to avoid? Well, given the near-term outlook, it may, it's been in a steady decline. You may want to watch for a more stable bottom at a support level, and then take advantage. We saw it has a very positive long-term growth opportunity, and it is a growth stock. It is a profitable growth stock. It's one of the few profitable 3D printing stocks. One of the things to note about 3D printing stocks that we can see, if you look at the charts of some of the other competitive 3D printing stocks, which we do have another watch list of all the different 3D printing stocks, and we can briefly look at that, see some of their competitors. Some of their competitors include Stratasys, which is another ARC stock, another 3D printer. What you'll see in these charts is they all tend to move kind of together. They're very cyclical. They're really good for swing trades, which is one of the reasons we like 3D printing, as well as we like the technology, the long-term promise of the technology. So again, some of their other competitors, Desktop Metals. Again, you're going to see very similar chart patterns materialize. Again, we see it's in decline recently. Just full disclosure, we also have long positions in Materialize, as well as Nano Dimensions, which is another 3D printer. Again, we have a long position in Nano Dimensions as well. VocalJet, VJet. We've traded VJet, swung trade VJet in the past, so you can see all the 3D printers right now are currently down, Sigma Labs, etc. So again, they get pushed down also with technology. So we can see they're all kind of bottoming in their cycle. So when that cycle bottoms and starts to turn back up, there tend to be good opportunities in 3D printing. And again, DDD 3D Systems is one of the few profitable ones. So in terms of our due diligence right now, if you were looking to buy 3D Systems right now, you may want to wait for a stable bottom, wait for it to swing back up, wait for this 3D printing cycle to turn up, and then buy at this time. Again, for 3D Systems, there's the opportunity to sell covered calls. So again, you can wait. These cycles, 3D printing cycles, tend to be pretty long. They can be in the years. We've held profitable 3D printing swing trades for several years and made a nice profit, but you have to be patient and wait for the cycle to peak out. So again, if you're looking for a long-term growth opportunity in 3D printing, 3D Systems is a good one. Again, you may want to wait for it to establish a support, swing back up, have support from the other 3D printing stock, etc. So we hope that all helps. And if you have any further questions about 3D Systems, 3D printing, etc., please leave them in the comments below. Please contact us through our Facebook group and our Discord. And again, we can discuss 3D Systems, 3D printing, some of the other 3D printing stocks. We've been trading 3D printing stocks for many years profitably, and we're familiar with a number of the other stocks along several of the other stocks in the 3D printing sector. So we can discuss those, and we may do some further due diligence on some of those other 3D printing stocks. So we hope that all helps. Please let us know what you think. How can we improve? What would you like to see more of, less of, etc.? Again, in the comments below, in our Facebook group, in our Discord, or contact us via our other social media sites. So again, we hope that all helps.
The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.